How's it going? Let's see who's in here. Oh, I can't wait till I'm not doing this on my phone anymore. It'll be so much easier to interact with you all. Hey, Darcy. Hey, Alicia. Hi, Just Me. What's happening? I can't scroll through this chat. Hey, Jimmy. I think Jimmy and Scorpio are here. Hey, Vic. What's happening? Hey, Mad Hatter. Hey, Bunny. How's everybody doing? I'm going to wait and let a couple more people join. Hi, Crystal. I feel like since that lunar eclipse, I can feel this like really strong undercurrent of anxiety that's showing up. Hello, hello, hello. And it's a mask. Hey, Allie, what's happening? It's a mask. It's masking something else. Hey, Sai. Hey, I read your comment on the community post. So glad to hear things are going good on the home front. So happy to hear that. I am having a wonderful evening. I am having a wonderful evening and happy to be here. So, this morning I felt like I needed to schedule this and do shadow work, but do it in a little different way. Shadow work in a sense of not psychoanalyzing the ish out of what I'm feeling in the in like collective energy. This like blanket, I feel this like blanket of anxiety, and if that's not yours, don't take it. But underneath it, it's underneath it, it's rage. Feels like a little bit of rage, a little bit of anger that's being internalized for feeling unseen, and that is the tortured soul of a creative. And so what I wanted to do tonight is I wanted to channel some things with my shadow work cards. But my suggestion, and it's only a suggestion, you don't have to take it. But my suggestion is like, these are not things that words need to be put to at this time, but they need to be given a voice somehow, somewhere else, but not through written word, not necessarily through verbal word. Obviously, I have to, I'm going to channel through verbal word, but that's why on the community post, I had put up, grab your art supplies, grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and not to journal, just to, I don't even care if it's like massive scribbling or something, but as I pull cards from the shadow deck and I clarify them, if that's something that's bringing up any type of anxiety, or repressed anger, rage, anything like that, give it a voice, but give it a voice that's not verbal. For some of you that might not be like drawing or art supplies. It might be movement of the body, turn on the tunes, something like that. But when I was meditating on this earlier, because this is a space and a feeling that I'm quite used to. So it's actually been going on for a few days. So I was like, is this me? Is this me? And I really feel like I got a message that it's a bit collective. Okay, it's a bit collective. There's some things that are repressed, but nothing in the sense that should be deeply psychoanalyzed. And this is part of the communication that is beyond words. Because creatives, we're such emotional creatures, and we can be quite misunderstood at times. We've been told we're too emotional, so we can tend to repress those things. So get it out. You're not, I'm not talking about making your masterpiece. Just talking about getting it out through some form of nonverbal communication as I channel this stuff. So that's what the band suggested to me. That's what the band suggested I come on here and do tonight. Totally, obviously up to you how you want to roll with it. As far as on the other side of the camera. So let's dive in, y'all. So a lot of things that broke off during the eclipse for some people, and that's part of what the anxiety is. It's a freedom, really. It's a freedom that I feel like some people are not used to feeling and not used to allowing themselves to express. And so there will be anxiety attached to that. So that's why it feels like it needs to come out in some other form other than verbal expression. And other than any type of writing, maybe outside of automatic writing. It's not about talking about the feeling, it's about creating the feeling in some form of visual or body movement, giving it a voice through that and processing it that way. Yeah, Pamela, this is seriously is not about creating a masterpiece, what I'm saying. This is just about utilizing other parts of the brain to process emotions. And if you're not someone who draws or paints or has crayons laying around, you can literally, like, I don't care, grab a fork and spoon and bang them together. Dance, whatever it is. If anything that I channel tonight springs up something that feels uncomfortable, identify where it is in the body, separate it from the body, and give it some kind of voice. Make it come alive outside of the body with some form of nonverbal communication. So this is just about processing. It's not about creating a masterpiece. This is processing the ish out to create the masterpieces, so to speak. So I don't know. I've never gotten this download to do this on a live before. But I don't know. That's what the guides were telling me to do. So let's rock and roll. I'm going to scry a little bit too. I've got my scrying mirror here. Oh, that's cool, B, that you joined an art community. That's right on. That's right on. We put ourselves in, going through the emotions, Mad Hatter? Get out your crayons, baby. You going through the emotions? Get out your crayons. Even if you don't have art supplies, just pull out a pen. Grab a bottle of ketchup from the fridge. I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter. That's not the purpose. We're not talking about creating gallery art. You've been sketching all day. Cool. Cool. Yeah, you can draw on a phone, tablet, computer. Yeah, melt your crayons. I don't care. Get into some divination. Whatever it is. If any of these things that I pull out of this shadow deck resonate with you, figure out if you feel it somewhere in your body, give it its own personality, move it outside of your body by some form of expression that is not verbal. All right? Yeah, Alicia, dig into that toy box. Internalized processing has its limits. We talk a lot about Swish. Hi, so happy to see you. How's it going? We talk a lot about introspection, obviously, around here. This is a bit more primal. You have a Hello Kitty guitar, Allie. I love that. I freaking love that. That's fabulous. Yeah, we're gonna be completely moving these live streams off to another app quite soon, actually. Hey, Green Candy, as YouTube has really tightened the reins on live streams, and that's cool. They're doing what they need to do, but I already feel boxed in, as I am such a visual person, and I talk so much about how we need to release forms of verbal communication, and I can't even visually show you the things that my guides are talking about within the cards because I can't hold them on up. And also I'm starting to channel some stuff that is not appropriate, quite truthfully, for YouTube. So I'm really feeling a push to move the live stream somewhere else. Of course, I'll still post readings on YouTube, but it's time for us to go a little deeper, and in some of the areas that I feel guided to go a little deeper, it's just not, YouTube's just not the platform to do it, that's all. But we'll still hang out on YouTube. We'll still hang out on YouTube. All right, y'all, I'm going to tap in the temple of my body right out the gate. This is about a feeling. This is about a feeling in the body, a feeling in the body that you just can't shake. A lot of times we feel these things in our solar plexus area, or there might be a pain. The body keeps the score. You might be feeling a pain somewhere, not realizing that it's tied to something emotional, to something in the mind. That's why we're looking for a way to separate it from the body right now with something visual, something creative. They're also showing me the way that her hands are in this card. Somebody's in freeze mode. Something going on in the mind that's causing someone to be in a freeze mode. Someone is very uncomfortable with the idea of movement in the body. That's okay. That is common. It's holistic. Everything is connected. The mind, the body, the soul, the emotions, it's all connected. And when you are a creative, you are an emotionally sensitive creature. And so if you have been internalizing any emotions, see where you're going to feel it is somewhere in the body, along with the mind. But I'm feeling it right here in this moment, right here in this solar plex area. It's a feeling that I have not been able to shake since the lunar eclipse. Tell me about this temple of the body. Tell me about this temple of the body, please. It's something that needs to go. It's something that does not need to be overanalyzed. It's something that you don't need to spend years in therapy over. You've done the work. It just needs a different voice. It needs a different outlet. Can I have 2 more on this, please? What they're showing me is impulsivity. Look Looking at the Knight of Pentacles, the Two of Swords in reverse, and the Queen of Pentacles. There's anxiety. There's an anxiety that is being felt somewhere in the body, if this resonates with you. That is causing a bit of, for lack of a better term, scatteredness. Like a pattern of ADHD. Somebody's having a hard time attempting to order their next steps. If this resonates with you, visualize it, move it outside of your body into whatever you're carving, into whatever you're scratching. Oh, there is a King and Queen of Pentacles here. But this Knight of Pentacles in reverse and this Two of Swords in reverse is that feeling in the solar plex. Not wanting to be in the body. Hey, Amy, how's it going? Not wanting to be in the body. There's something so uncomfortable going on in the body. But it's not it's presenting as a physical ailment, but is not actually a physical ailment. In the sense of that it's an unprocessed emotion. So use your imagination to determine what this looks like, and then allow it to express itself outside of verbal communication. Yeah, it feels a bit fragmented, a bit scattered. Ace of Wands in reverse. It's putting out the fire. Tell me more about this temple. For some of you, it's a defense mechanism with the Seven of Wands. In the sense of this feeling in the body that you can't quite express has also become a form of defense. It's also become comfortable because it's been there a long time. And feeling like you don't know why you've done the work for so long and you still have this feeling. Why this feeling still resides in the physical body. Because it needs to be worked out outside of the body. Tell me more. Yeah, they're showing me the Seven of Cups and the Emperor. See, there's so much introspective work that's already been done here. But there's an anxiety about stepping into the role of the Emperor. And see how he has his staff and he's like slaying that. Let me see if that's better. He's slaying that pig with his staff. His demon. It's some form of demon to him. But see how it's outside of his body. And it needs to speak so that you know what it is. And that kind of speaking doesn't happen through internal dialogue. It happens through imagination, being able to visualize it and create it outside of yourself. So then you can really effing slay it. You know what I'm saying? What does it look like, Star Child? What does it look like? For some of you, it's addiction. Addiction is just a mask. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's actually a coping mechanism. It's a coping mechanism. It's a coping mechanism to something a little deeper, something that we don't want to look at, something that we don't want to feel. Yeah, Sierra, it's a symptom of an underlying problem. Absolutely. That's totally a recovery term. Yeah, it's a symptom to trauma. It's just an escaping from something. It's a form of escapism. Escaping it because it's in the body and it's uncomfortable. And we are in the body. So there's an attempt to escape the body with it. This image has 10 swords in its back, or even more. Kind of looks like Hellraiser. And I'm not saying put down all your addictions in this moment. All I'm saying is give a voice to whatever is being masked if you resonate with this. Give it a voice outside of the body. What does it look like? Could just be a giant black scribble. Tell me more about this. I was feeling a lot of this energy today. This energy of addiction. And again, addiction is a form of self-soothing. It's nothing to be ashamed of or beat ourselves up about. That just drives us further into the escapism. It's not even anything that needs to be quote unquote released in this moment. But if your addiction had a feeling, what would that feeling be? And what does that feeling look like? Move it outside of the body. Where can you feel your addiction in the temple of your body? Is it in your eyes? Is it in the pit of your gut? Is it in the back of your throat? For some of you, what they're showing me is there's an inability to speak up with the Five of Wands and the Justice card in reverse. There's an inability to speak up about the addiction if there isn't a safe space to do it at this time. That's okay. Move the feeling outside of the body. Yeah, nothing. Again, look, don't put anything in a box right now. Go through this intuitively if any of this is resonating with you. This is not about creating masterpieces. That's not what this is about at all. This is about neuromapping in the mind. It's about emotional release. And I keep feeling this energy in the collective because I know I hang out with and I'm not exempt from this, you know, hanging out in a creative collective means that I am speaking with emotional people. I don't even like to say highly sensitive. It's just who you are, and you might be different than others. You process emotions differently than others. You've been told that your emotions are out of control or that you're too emotional. And that's how things get pushed down into the shadow. And that's the torture of a creative when they can't express their emotions. And I don't know where you are in the world. I don't know what your home life is like. I don't know what your career is like, your work life is like. And so sometimes there aren't always safe spaces to express those emotions. But for creatives who are emotional, when we don't express our emotions and internalize it, it greatly impacts the body. So what do you see? How do you imagine the addiction? Imagine the addiction so you can give it its own life on paper, in the snow, in the sand, wherever, with whatever tools, to remove it outside of the body right now. Ten of Pentacles, because some of you are headed towards a Ten of Pentacles. And that's what I said at the beginning of the reading, is that I can feel this. I can feel there's many things that have broken off since this past lunar eclipse, and it's almost scary. Okay? It's like for many of you, you feel that your work is paid off. And there's this new level of freedom that can even be a little bit scary. The integration of self almost feels a little scary because it's unfamiliar. So again, that's why I'm saying this is not about psychoanalyzing this stuff. This is just about giving it a voice outside of the body. But there is a Ten of Pentacles here. There's a Ten of Pentacles here, clarifying this card of addiction. What else? Naked before the stars. What they're telling me with this naked before the stars card, and that we got temple of the body and we got addiction, is that for many of you, many of us, we have been using forms of escapism for so long from the physical body that we're not comfortable in our body. They're telling me that some of you have a hard time even looking in the mirror. It's making me emotional. Fuck that, Star Child. Fuck that. Tell me more about this. For some of you, this is about body movement. This is a lot about body movement. This Naked Before the Stars card. Ecstatic and ritual dance. Alone. This is about getting in touch and getting grounded in your body. It has nothing to do with anybody else. Tell me more about this Naked Before the Stars. But this feeling that would be holding you back from the temple of your body, that would be causing freeze mode that we talked about earlier on, which is that trauma does it, trauma does it, trauma does it, trauma does it, okay? If you've experienced any kind of physical trauma to the body, that could be from sexual trauma to surgeries to any type of trauma that you felt within the physical body, will cause that freeze mode and that detachment from the body. And I just overwhelmingly have felt from the eclipse, like the whole concept of the body keeps the score, the body keeps the score. There's emotions that need to be processed in a visual way. Ace of Swords, Eight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, literally. Whoever resonates with this, I'm specifically channeling for someone that's saying, do not let emotions allow you to walk away from your physical body. The care of your body, the need for physical touch, okay, with the Ace of Swords. And what does that look like for you? What does that look like for you? Tell me more about this emotion that's trapped, please. They're showing me the Ten of Wands and the Six of Cups in reverse. Again, this is not something to be deeply psychoanalyzed. Someone's done a lot of hard work here, okay, to heal from some kind of traumatic event of the body. But there's still a little bit of form of escapism. It's showing up somewhere. I keep feeling it here. And I'm trying not to go too crazy empathic in channeling this because I don't want to feel everybody's pains, to be quite honest with you. And this has been like 2 days of this. Keep drawing it. Some of you are about to have a break. in the sense of you're about to see yourself with completely different eyes by allowing yourself to do this. By stop pushing away from your own body and this resistance, which could possibly be a form of escapism. If you're having a hard time visualizing what it is, just visualize a color. What color is it? Forgetting oneself, yeah. Forgetting oneself. For some of you, they're suggesting if you, for some of you, they're suggesting to wherever you're feeling that color in your body, literally paint that color on your body. In that spot that you feel it. Then look in the mirror and wash it off. Yeah, body safe. There's all kinds of body safe paints. Again, don't get all heady about the process of this. You're not creating something that you're going to be hanging on the wall. Use freaking ketchup. Who doesn't have ketchup in their in their fridge? All right, makeup, whatever. Yeah, whatever. We're moving things externally is what we're doing. Yeah, the mind and nervous system will think that we're still there quite often, Sai. There's no question about that at all. I mean, that's legitimately what PTSD is we can be in the present moment and something will trigger. It can be a smell, it can be a sound, it can be anything. And our mind will go back to that space. And when that mind goes back, when our mind goes back to that space, our body feels the things that happened in that time and space, in the present moment, even though we're far removed from the memory. We're far removed from the memory. We're far removed from the trauma. We've done a bunch of healing work. This is where triggers come from. So that's why we're talking about giving it a voice and giving it a visual outside of the body. So the mind can visually recognize that the body does not have to keep the score of it anymore. This is not, and again, many of you have already done this work. You've done this work very deeply. There's just still something, there's just something hanging on a little bit. And it doesn't need to be psychoanalyzed. Wherever I've been channeling this for, you've psychoanalyzed the ish out of it in therapy for years. It's just a feeling that's coming up. And it's a feeling that needs a voice. You've discussed this feeling, you've worked through these feelings verbally for a long time. It's not time to talk about it. It's time to get into a different part of the brain and visualize it. Good God, what's next is the Ten of Pentacles. It's time to use alternative forms of communication to dump the last of this crap so that we can all get on to the beauty of what it means to live in this human body. Hi, Brienne. Glad you're here. It's not always good to be in the mind. This is not for someone who's in crisis, okay? I'm not talking to someone who's in crisis. Just as I titled the live, I'm speaking with a tortured creative. Things that linger that we avoid because we're emotional creatures. And giving it just a voice outside of our body. Give it a voice outside of your body. So we can get to our big ass dreams. So we can get to those Ten of Pentacles. Shake off this little irritation. Because, you know, we're also in Aries season, so things like this tend to come up. Krugs, man, thanks for being here. I went back and read, I went back through the live stream from this weekend, and thank you for coming here and participating. I really enjoyed a lot of your comments. This should be turning on the tunes, a little bit of my voice in the background, doing something creative to get out of the mind. If you resonate with the feeling, create a look for it. I'm going to see what fell on the floor. Today for tomorrow. Taking a few minutes today to do this. Taking a few minutes to do this every day. If there's something that you are struggling with, to make tomorrow a little easier. Again, this is not conversion therapy. We talked about, we had the card of addiction here. I'm not saying drop all your addictions tomorrow. I don't know. You can even put it in a stuffed animal. Whatever. Give it a visual outside of your body. I just feel a lot of uncomfortability in the body. Sky. What is that, Sky? You're annoyed right now. What is it? Artificial heart. That's what she doesn't like. Tell me more about this artificial heart. Tell me more about this artificial heart. Four of Cups, Six of Cups, Five of Wands in reverse. What they're showing me is the feeling of void in the heart space. They're just simply showing me a feeling of void in the heart space. Why this void in the heart space? People with void in the heart space don't give dogs snacks. That's not true. Getting out of control. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Three of Wands. Wanting to set that void feeling in the heart space on fire again. What does that void feeling in the heart space look like? What does that void in the heart space feel like? What does it look like? What does it look like? Put it on paper and then engulf it in flames. Something just walked in. Let's see what it is. Another one of these. This is about being kinder to ourselves. This is about being kinder to ourselves, as we are not fated to suffer despite what you've experienced in the past. So what we're talking about right now, what we're doing right now, is just about being kinder to ourselves. This is not a massive overhaul. This is just being kinder to our emotions, kinder to our heart space, kinder to our bodies. And for many people, it just has to be done in small increments. And I clearly, I feel like now, sometimes I hate, it's weird when you're like, when you feel this really like intuitive nudge to do something, especially something like this that I would do more one-on-one. But there's so much around the body here, and it is very, very clear with what I was channeling earlier that for many, many, many of you, this is not for anyone who's in crisis. This is for someone who has really done a lot of work and a lot of healing work over the years. And this may or may not be a new tool for you to move something that may come up in the moment or might feel uncomfortable outside of the body. This has all been about this feeling that I've had, and these things that I've been channeling the past 2 days is all about freedom in the body. She's reaching for an apple there, which means that the poison is outside of her. Oh, you're 9 months clean, Mark. Congratulations. Congratulations. So there might be some feelings coming up. There may be some body cues happening that are symptoms of the underlying problem of addiction. But again, I don't know. This isn't the time to psychoanalyze it. It's just the time to give it a voice. Triumph over lies in the reverse. What they're saying to me with this triumph over lies in the reverse card is going back to this body image stuff that we were talking about. This being naked before the stars, this temple of the body. Okay? There's something that you believe about your body, about your physical appearance, about your ability to heal, that you've been hearing all your life, and it's just a broken record. It's time to change the station, baby. That belief that you feel about your body, that you're too old, or you're too fat, or you're too this or too that. Bring it outside of your body. Imagine what it looks like. Blow that shit up. Blow it up. Light it on fire. So that you can triumph over that lie, over that image. Tell me more about this. Yeah. 7 of Cups, because that's just an illusion. Because that's just an illusion. The King of Swords. It's an illusion that was told to you, that was sold to you. that stops you from looking in the mirror. And it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. What does the lie look like? Create an image in your mind's eye of what that lie looks like, so you can get it outside of your body. Why gilded regret? Beautiful. One more in that Hanged Man in reverse. For some of you, there's an emotion of regret around something hanging out. Looking at the Hanged Man in reverse, the Eight of Cups and the Star, and you're being asked to walk away from it. It's not even about going in for a higher perspective of it. Somebody is like guilt shaming themselves over a regret that they have, because you're showing up here as the Star. And again, it's been in your mind for a long time. Stop trying to psychoanalyze it. Stop trying to fix it with your brain. Use your imagination to visualize it and to move it out of your body so that you can get on to being the Star. Send it out to the stars. I've been feeling this for 2 days. And I knew this wasn't my feeling, but it was strong. I recognized the feeling, but it's not a space I'm at in my life. This is what I was talking about at the beginning of the reading. This is revenge. What does revenge feel like, Star Child? Not the action of revenge, but what does it feel like? What does it look like? Give it life. Transmute it. Give it life. I mean, come on. We all know that feelings of revenge and anger, and it's made some of the best music ever. That's how to give it life. It's how we serve our own justice. don't anyone misquote me and write something fucking weird. Okay, I'm not talking about going out and getting revenge on people. I'm talking about honoring all of your feelings, honoring your anger, honoring your guilt, honoring your regret, honoring your any feeling that comes up and transmuting it outside of your body into something creative. Hail the prophet, Tori. Hell yeah. It's one of my favorite prophets. Actually, tell me more about this revenge card. This is all about getting free, Star Child. This is what we're doing here. It's not to go deeper into the pain. It's not to go deeper into the trauma. It's about getting free. And what if healing was that easy, huh? You know, because we can make healing really complicated too. We can get comfortable in the uncomfortability of constantly healing. What if it was just doodling, Star Child? What if it was recognizing the feeling where it is in your body and giving it an outlet outside of your body to give it a voice? I'm not talking about getting revenge on people. Whenever you hear me say serve your own justice, I'm in no way talking about earthly court justice or justice through violence. I mean us being free within self, within the body, within the mind, within the soul, as a way of serving ourselves justice, to not letting the need for revenge or anger or anything like that, or even the thought of our spirit guides getting revenge or the karmic wheel turning in the other direction for someone else, because that still sits in those thoughts of anger, those thoughts of resentment. And for tortured creatives, it's heightened. The sensation is heightened. So we need other ways to move it out of our space. And don't be reenacting your favorite movie, Bunny. What they're showing me on this revenge card is it's actually about a 10 of Cups situation. And they're showing me the 4 of Swords as it's exhausting. What's sitting in the heart space or in the mind is exhausting. So look it in the eye. Outside of the body. Through the portal of your imagination. Draw it. Look it right in the eye. Let me clean up my space here for a minute. I love that Beetlejuice deck, Sai. Screamstress sent that to me. It's one of my faves. It's one of my faves. She sent me that for Christmas. It's so fun. Yeah, even the thoughts create a bond in those situations, right? And it's hard to just release the thoughts sometimes. We can get in a loop with our thoughts. As much as we talk about introspection on this channel, the reality is we can also get in a loop with our thoughts. This is why we talk about ritual a lot on this channel too. It's another way of evoking the emotions outside of the body to process them. This is even less grandiose though. This is a very simple process. And for creative people who are quote unquote sensitive and have a lot of feelings, we need different tools in the toolbox. Because, see, these feelings are never meant to last, is what they're showing me with this skeleton card. They're never meant to last. They should be an ebb and flow. So when our mind gets caught in a loop, or we're using forms of escapism to get out of that mind being in the loop, it's sticking around a lot longer than it needs to. And that's when it starts to take a toll on the body. That's when we start to feel we feel the emotions in the body through processing of anxiety, through pains, things like that. And this may not work the first time you do it. And I'm not telling you to make it something else on your plate. But sometimes when you just can't shake those things, it's an easy method of tripping the neural paths in the mind. And you know, us tortured creatives do well with tools like these. And then as we make it part of the mystery, when we make it part of the mystery of our creative expression, it puts the fire back into everything that we're creating. It's another tool to quote unquote clear your energy. Talk about that a lot in Tarot land. Spiritually cleanse, clear your energy. You don't have to run to some witchy woo-woo store and buy all the sage and candles and crystals in the place to clear your energy. Your imagination is very strong, Star Child. It's a very powerful tool to help move and process some of these emotions that come up for the tortured creative. When we're overthinking, When we're overthinking, it's time to move the body. We saw a lot about the body in this reading. And we've talked about that many times on this channel. We've talked about moving the body. I've channeled that many times, right? As a source for getting out of the mind. And this is a different tool for moving it out of the body. It's essentially like you're performing your own exorcism. Yeah, the past couple of days there's been a lot of things that have updated on YouTube, and so some things seem to be acting a little funky at the moment. This is not something to overthink, it's just an action. There's no way that you can fail at it. Okay? There's no measuring stick here. There's no way you can fail at it. It's just an action. I can feel the tension for some of you, that even the thought of doing this, it gives you anxiety because you feel performance driven by it. That's why I kept saying, you're not creating a masterpiece. You are not creating a masterpiece. I repeat, you are not creating a masterpiece. You're just giving something uncomfortable a voice outside of your physical body, but not through words. As like live stream comment problems. Yeah, I know, Cruz. I'm going to be hearing that song all night in my head, too. Jimmy, thanks for looking into that. As I was shuffling these cards and saying that, yes, the card of overthinking and the card of perfectionism came out. For some of you, that addiction card that came out and those using of forms of escapism, draw something outside of your body so that when you feel so desired to, you can have a conversation with it that is not about language, at your pace and at your time. This is also how we get down to our hidden potential. This is not good or bad or black and white, these feelings, these emotions. And many times they have hidden potential. Once we're willing to embrace it, tell me a little more about this. Six of Cups and the Ace of Cups. This belief around the body that we were talking about, something that's just been, you know, that's been hanging out, that's been a recorded tape over and over and over and over again. Something about your disdain for your physical body. It comes from your past. It comes from childhood. And again, just being asked to move it out. And there's something, once you give it a visual outside of your physical body, it's going to create space for this living water, this heart space for self. It's time to see yourself differently, Star Child. You're so close. But for some of us, for some of you, it's time to get reacquainted with your body as you have done the mental work. You've done the work. You've done the mental work. You've done the introspection. You've done the counseling. You've done the, I don't know. Some of you, maybe some EMDR. You've done some shadow work. So that you can step into the witch that you are. Beneath the veil of night, my thoughts conjure light. Under the dark is the light. Tell me about this magic. It's a lot about stars here too. We keep getting all these visuals about stars. Some of you just need to get outside under the stars. This is an opportunity, Star Child, to create a Ten of Cups here. To create a Ten of Cups specifically with the physical body, have complete emotional fulfillment within your physical body. And that whatever that vision is different for everybody. And that's for you to figure out. But this feeling of waiting on the world to hand you that pentacle, or to give you the definition, is what they're saying, to give you the definition of what that is. How could the world give you the definition of it, Star Child? You are you, I am me. Okay? We talk about being in a collective consciousness, but we are all different. We are all different. You are uniquely you. I'm seeing very few comments coming up, so I was hoping it was because people were actually getting down to doing some drawing, but it might also be, yeah, this is a great deck. This is, I don't know why the name is slipping me right now, and I don't have the box in front of me. Jennifer might be able to put it in the comments. Jennifer gave me this deck for Christmas. It's beautiful. It's got really great artwork. And it channels some interesting things, that's for sure. This is the freeze mode. This is the freeze mode of the body. But there's something here. There's something here that only you can give yourself. That only you can reprogram yourself. It's called the Moon something tarot. Deviant Moon tarot deck is what it's called. Told me, for some of you, draw on yourself. Didn't I just channel something like that? I just heard it again, though. Between the ancient past and the modern world, is there any place where I belong? With the Mummy card, yes. Right here, right now, in your body is exactly where you belong, Star Child. So how you want to play it? How do you want to play the present moment in your body? The Hangman in reverse. Page of Swords in reverse. Yep, again, all about movement, all about the physical, all about getting out of the brain. That is the repeating message for tonight, and it keeps repeating and repeating and repeating. All right, Star Child. That's what I got for you tonight. I'm not getting any comments now. So there must be something up with the comments. There we go. Yeah, break out your own cards again. Yeah. We're gonna work on doing some of these scheduled, okay? Schedule them ahead of time. Do them, I don't know yet on what platform, but probably not YouTube live stream, where I can literally sit here and draw with you while I guide you through this with cards too, or with visuals, with my visuals. This is Star Child, you've done so much work up to this point that things that come up, because I'm not speaking to someone who's these whole feelings I've been getting over this eclipse is not for someone who is in crisis. If you are in crisis, know that I'm not diminishing that, okay? And PTSD somehow came up in this conversation somewhere today. These are tools. These are different tools to get back to the joy of living and the joy of being in your body. Because for many of us, we've taken a long time and have done a lot of work in the mental space, in the 3D world also, right? In this creation, in this manifestation of this life that we really want to live. And part of that is the body. Every time in tarot, every time we talk about pentacles, we're talking about everything that's in the 3D world. In the King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles kept coming up over and over again tonight. And the pentacles are about being in the body. Pentacles is the body is one of those manifestations. And for those of us, which is all of you, which I know in this collective, you're creatives, you're creators, people that are truly in touch with being a creator, and our creatives are sensitive humans. And the body keeps the score of those emotions. The body keeps the score of those emotions. We tend to have some beliefs around our sensitivities, around our feels. Those feels are needed in order to get into these non-verbal forms of communication. Because words don't cut it, baby. Words don't cut it at the end of the day, how fabulous you are and what a creator that you are and how creative you are. So let's not torture our bodies with these emotions. And there are tools that are different than cognitive processing. And I'm not dissing cognitive processing, verbal cognitive processing. That is also a tool, but there are more tools than that. And for this collective here, many people are here because they want to work on their sixth sense of communication. Well, that would be nonverbal. And there are many people here that have been in hermitude for a long time and live a life of nonverbal. And so in order to stay grounded in the body, man, we got to jam it out in other ways. And why wouldn't we want to? We're creatives. There's no need to be the tortured creative. It's time to be the expressive creative. And that vehicle of expression is the body. That is a big part of the vehicle of expression, is the body. So yeah, I don't know, Star Child. I'm gonna get weird here for a while. Move the body around, You get called aggressive. Yeah, right? So again, there's emotions behind that aggression. Emotions that do not need to be repressed. So it causes illness. And they're not good or bad. Emotions are not good or bad. They are emotions. This mainly happens when we're a kid, that we're told what emotions are good, what emotions are bad. No. They're feelings, but their feelings and emotions should be moved in and out of the body. Especially for emotional humans that are creatives. They need to flow in and out of the body, so we find alternative ways to express them that do not become harmful and aggressive to our own body or to someone else, impeding on someone else's energetic sovereignty. And there's a lot of really awesome ways to do that, way more than I can talk about than here on YouTube, but this is a start. I Hey, Darcy. Give it a voice through nonverbal communication. I don't remember what comment I saw when someone said then they were called aggressive. You can be as aggressive as you want on a canvas. You can be aggressive as you want on a wall space. You can be aggressive as you want on guitar strings. You can be aggressive as you want on a drum set. You can be aggressive as you want carving a piece of wood, whatever. Whatever speaks to your soul. And again, this particular form of creating art that I'm speaking of is not about creating a masterpiece. It's not for anyone else's eyes but yours, Star Child. As you're processing emotions, as opposed to repressing them and burying them, because we don't have time for that as creatives, as creators, okay? If you watch tarot, you know that there are 4 suits. One of those suits are cups. One of those suits are emotions. In order to create a life where we're the emperors and the empress of our own lives, all of those tools are important. And a lot of people come here to work on tools of communication. So we're creating new languages. You're essentially creating new languages and creating languages out of these emotions. Our emotions are only toxic when we repress them or we struggle to process them. And many modalities of processing emotions are verbal cognitive. But we're talking about more holistic things here. And for many of you that dive into spirituality, there's so many, good things on breath work, movement of the body, through yoga, dance, all of those things. It's all part of it. It's all part of the process. This is just another tool. And this is a fun tool. And it's one to be able to process emotions too that won't take you out, so to speak. In the sense of the need to be overly emotional about it. It's how we're detaching from it. It's how we're detaching from the emotions rather than escaping from the emotion. Because we don't really escape it. It will show up in self-sabotaging behaviors, disease, things to the body. And it's all part of being human. And being human is supposed to be pretty great. We have the opportunity to make it pretty great. I can't wait till my setup is fixed and I'm not reading your comments on my phone. Because it sucks. I can partly see your comments, but I can't really engage in them the way that I would like to. It's how we get tapped into the collective consciousness, Star Child. Through nonverbal communication. You wait till you all start seeing each other's drawings in your heads. I couldn't cry for a lot of years either, Bunny. I had to scream. It had to come through my throat chakra first. I had to get out and howl at the moon a bunch. I had to be able to have the freedom to scream at the top of my lungs in order to be able to start crying. That's how lodged it was. Darcy, that's cool. That's really cool. You need to be a weird bunny or aware bunny? Hey, Mercinity, what's up? Glad you're here. Aware bunny, nice. I say be a weird bunny. Yeah, the moon is great for howling. When I need to howl, I get out of the city. Need too many neighbors in the city. I've been good, Tarot in the Shadows. I've been good. The energy has been strong through this season for sure. It's good though. I love the strong energy. I love the strong emotions. It's like, and then I just get down, I'm getting downloads, just getting downloads on some different directions that for us to roll in together. We got a lot to learn from each other. A lot to learn from each other. And to really get down to this nonverbal communication that we all come here to have a safe space to work on. There's just a lot of tools. It's a lot of tools. So we're going to start diving into some more of those tools, and also start to create spaces where we can talk a little more openly. I can't wait, Jennifer D. Krugs, what is a download versus a random thought? So I would say downloads come from the higher self, when the higher self is speaking to you. And I know you were on the live the other night. I explained that the higher self is like higher self is the internal dialogue that is speaking to you, that is integrated of your shadow and your light, your angel and your demon, your however you like to look at it, however you like to describe it. Trying to think of another way to articulate it. Maybe someone can expand on that. I'm distracted by my stomach growling. Oh, that's awesome, Pluto. Yeah. I agree with that, Jennifer. I mean, I do too. I take my downloads as the first thing that comes to mind. because that's my intuitive thinking, right? My intuition is my higher self. Definitely. All right, y'all. I'm feeling a bit hungry and a bit brain fried, so I'm going to jump off of here. But also too, the community tab on YouTube just got some upgrade functions where you all will be able to post, not just me. So as always, would like to hear more about, are there some topics that you want to focus on? You know, that's a little outside of tarot land, because I'm very, very down to do that. And I've been working on some stuff, so. How to Train Your Dragon, Tarot in the Shadows. All right, y'all. I will, I'll see you soon. I'll see you on Thursday. Have a good night.